Happy birthday, Hilton Central School District employees. What, you didn't know it was your birthday? Today you carry on a 204-year-old legacy started with the formation of 10 independent schools in the town of Parma. From one-room country schools to an $80 million enterprise and campuses covering over 200 acres, you continue to build and teach students and citizens. From the first Regents Diploma, handed out in 1899, to the 6 candidates for International Baccalaureate diplomas in the class of 2017, just look at what you've accomplished. Doctors, teachers, scientists, members of the military, first responders, and civic leaders, and more importantly, people who simply worked hard to make a living and raise their families right here in Hilton. The list of successful citizens you have created and will develop goes on and on. Having lived across the United States and throughout the world during my time in the Air Force for almost 30 years, believe me when I say you're doing it right. Facilities that are 60 years old are still as clean, bright, and shiny as this scared 5-year-old remembers from his first day of kindergarten in Mrs. Cobb's classroom at the end of the hall in Hazel Jenkins. That room is now known as I-17 and home to the district's newest 6th grade teacher. I hope it's equally exciting, but not as scary for him or her. Before we moved home, our children experienced schools in Florida, Oklahoma, and Virginia that were overcrowded, underfunded, and in some cases falling apart. Today they are part of a school district with state-of-the-art equipment and facilities that blends technology with learning, that challenges them to be thinkers and doers, and lets them explore and openly discuss the difficult societal topics they will face in today's world. We are cadets, and what you do this year can and will change the world. Every student, every classroom, every day.
You know, I reflect back on my years as a young student back at St. Lawrence School in Greece, and I can't help but think about the great influence that Sister Francella Quinn, our principal, had on my life and on my career path. And it's interesting that all these years later, I actually contacted Sister Francella Quinn and said, you know what, I have to tell you that I am where I am today because of the seeds that you planted in a much younger girl way back at St. Lawrence School. She instilled in me the values of hard work, determination, and knowing that you can do whatever you want as long as you follow your dreams, you work hard, you study, and you remember to make a difference in this community. And Sister Francella Quinn, I can't thank you enough.
I graduated in 1970, and I was very fortunate to have great coaches and teachers and staff, and it's helped me so much in my life. Raised a family here in Hilton. They all went to the Hilton School District, and the biggest part is I really liked going to the school because they had the best chocolate milk at lunchtime.
Hey, good morning everybody. I'm Scott HETSKO, meteorologist at 13 WHAM, and I wanted to tell you a little story about a teacher that meant a lot to me. His name is Lee Gurenzi, and he's a professor at Penn State University. And in my senior year at Penn State, I was actually working part-time at a TV station 3 hours away from State College. So I had to drive back every Sunday night, and every Monday morning I'd be super tired because I'd be up at 8 a.m. after getting home at 3 a.m. It was a tough year, but Lee was always inspirational in the morning, always got me going, always made sure that I understood the material. He would always ask me, are you okay, Scott? You getting this? Everything okay with you? So that made me feel more comfortable with very difficult material we were covering. Just an inspirational guy, passionate about weather, and made me even more passionate.
I'm so excited to be part of the Hilton Central School District community. I have a young daughter at 6 years old that attended Northwood schools. My daughter has done so well in the school district because of all the caring teachers that allow the students to explore and learn at their pace, but also be challenged. And the leaps and bounds that my daughter made from the first day of school to the last day of school was just tremendous.
I was told early on by several teachers to be open to lifelong learning, and I ended up doing that. In the late 70s, I got my associate's degree in police science. In the early 90s, I got a bachelor's degree in business, and then in 2012, I got my master's degree in Homeland Security. That helped me throughout my entire career. In that, I started off as an intern in college with the Sheriff's Office, worked my way up through the ranks, became the undersheriff and responsible for about a $130 million budget, and then became the sheriff and have to face many of the issues out there in the community dealing with Homeland Security.
In 10th grade, my father suddenly passed, leaving myself, my 3 siblings, and my mother in a very tough financial and emotional state. Mr. Fitzpatrick, my 10th grade social studies teacher, dedicated his time to make sure I got to school, frequent calls home, creating a network of support within the building with our cafeteria workers and our counselors and our administration to make sure that I stayed on the right path.
When I was in 10th grade, Mr. Golden, my biology teacher, generated a real love in me for the study of biology that I never knew existed. I took that with me and majored in biology when I was in college. I then used my background in science. I obtained my law degree and became a prosecutor. I feel like my path and course that I've taken in my life was set in motion by my 10th grade biology teacher.
When I was in high school, I had a teacher that made an incredible impact on my life. He taught me that school was a lot more than just memorizing information. It was about being passionate about what you say and about what you write and about thinking before you do something. That man's name was William O'Malley, S.J., a Jesuit priest at McQuaid Jesuit. I will be forever indebted to what he taught me, and I consider myself to be a much better man having been in his class. I think that for all my friends in Hilton, I can tell you that the students that you're teaching today, they may not tell you thank you today, they may not tell you thank you tomorrow, they may never say thank you to you, but rest assured, you are changing lives.
My dad is Fred Townsend, and he was a music teacher, instrumental music teacher at Merton Williams Middle School. And one of the ways that he kept the band quiet, which can be a very raucous environment with 80 middle schoolers in a room, was to speak so softly that people had to be quiet in order to hear what he was saying. One of the kids was too quiet. He really didn't talk hardly at all, and Dad dedicated half of their lesson time together to play card games with him because it was necessary to speak to play cards. And by so doing, by the end of the year, Dad had the kid speaking and communicating just like a regular guy. And when I went to high school, after middle school, people who didn't even like me would come up to me and say, "Mylon, you know, your dad was the best teacher that I ever had. Good job, Dad."
Hello, I want to thank all the faculty, staff, teachers at the Hilton School District, and thank you for what you do on a daily basis. In addition to thanking you, I want to wish you all the best in the upcoming school year. What you do is certainly critically important. All of us can think of a teacher who's affected us, but for me, even more importantly, seeing the interaction between teachers and my own children, formulating them in a good way, even giving them a career path, as well as great education, is so meaningful and important. And you at Hilton have earned such a great reputation as a caring, dedicated school district.
Good luck to all my friends at the Hilton School District on the upcoming 2017-2018 school year.
Knowing all the challenges that teachers face, I just want to wish all of the teachers and the educators in the Hilton community all the best in this upcoming year.
Whether you're a staff member, you're a librarian, you're somebody who's working in the cafeteria, you're a faculty member, you're an administrator, we all have a role to play in influencing the lives of the children that we are in charge of and that look to us every day. And you've done that, you're going to continue to do that, and I thank you for the great work that you've done. I wish you great success this year because our kids are worth investing in.
Educators play a critical role in shaping the heart, the minds, and souls of future educators. And I think all those teachers and all those administrators and all those support staff members who find time to embrace students as individuals, to see them and their potential, and to help foster and grow it. So thank you, have a great start to the year. Go Hilton.
To all of you working in the classroom and the hallways that connect them, to all of you working in transportation and throughout the entire district and the district offices, I applaud and commend your hard work and dedication in fostering education among our students. It truly does take a village to raise a child, but it takes an entire school district to educate that child. I appreciate everything that all of you do. Good luck for a tremendous school year.